Now this is the part two. This is a part two of the build that I made because I hate rec randoms. And not only do I hate rec randoms, I made a newer, polished version of the build and with more pros than cons. And more so, I will definitely say this. When it comes down to the defense, all you need to do is get 17. And so that means you got to put all your +4 in defense, but everything else offensively is sounded. I'm going to explain my reasoning for this newer polished version. Am I going to upgrade and make this version? Absolutely not. No, not on your life. But hey man, it is a different version of the build. Going down the badge points, this is me penny pitching essentially for badge points, whatever little upgrades I could get, things like that. So obviously y'all see the finishing is nice, but this is the lowest I've ever had my post control. Not getting quick first up, at least gold or at least unpluckable Hall of Fame is a big red flag for me, especially on big builds, really big builds that I'm trying to run and stuff like that. This build now takes itself out of being it takes itself out of the conversation of running point guard. It takes itself out of the conversation of running the 2, even though this is a power forward build. It's taking itself out of those conversations. Instead of me pushing the ball up court, somebody can run up to me right now and get the meanest bump steal every single time, instead of sometimes with Hall of Fame unpluckable. But I still do get some form of unpluckable at the gold level. As y'all would notice that the rebounding is slightly better, with the perimeter being slightly worse, with 0 forms of interior and still 0 forms of a block. But the physicals are really, really good on this build. And then you are able to get, I believe, every single contact dunk, pro contact, big man contact, every single dunk that you will want with all the big man layup packages, etc. and so forth. You will still be able to get that. You will get more of your badges, I believe. Instead of the shot creating though, you will get the playmaking badges, which will be absolutely insane, absolutely crazy on this build. I try to upgrade the pass accuracy to 86, but all you get is just a diming or a dimer 3-level score. It's something that's not cool, as cool as the 3-level scoring, glass cleaning, god level threat. So more so with this, I'm squeezing as much as I can. I know for a fact I could take 2 off, take 1 off here and still have 19, but overall, I mean, it's nowhere to really put the points unless you put it all on your speed, and then boom, you're back to not having anything. So I mean, I don't know what one would do with stats like this, but throw that on your stamina, your free throw. I mean, there's more you could do, but I mean, the goal really for me right now is getting the stamina as high as possible, the vertical as high as possible, and my speed and everything else as high as humanly possible, because I really do like having that high stamina, high everything with no strength, just like any old regular guard build. Like if I was making this build at small forward or making this build at shooting guard, if I was even able to go at shooting guard, this would probably make a lot more sense to me in terms of the defense and the rebounding route, in terms of just running the 2 or being high up. But everything is everything that I still wanted it to be with this build. We have no defense, but if you need a rebound, or if I wanted to get extra possessions for myself, I should say, out of selfishness, because of how rec randoms are so selfish, I made it like that. Speed, agility, being able to dunk, you're just dunking with more velocity, more tendency. The shooting, absolutely outstanding. But before you reach the full potential on this build, or by the time you actually notice that you're at your full potential on this build, will be probably around 93, 94 overall once you upgrade everything that you wanted. So basically, the main goal is to never really touch your driving layup unless you want to, or your close shot. But the goal is to definitely get your dunk, your standing dunk, post control all the way to the max. Then you get your mid-range, your 3-point shooting all the way to the max. Get your pass accuracy and your ball handle. Get your ball handle to 80. Get your pass accuracy to 75. And then you will max out your physicals and your rebounding. And basically you will leave your build there. And by that time you will be 93 or 94 overall. And this is just a different version of the build, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily use or necessarily need quick first step, gold or Hall of Fame on their bigger build. And a lot of builds don't care about having unpluckable gold or silver or even Hall of Fame on their bigger build. They're more so just able to still finish. They barely get ripped because they know how to force animation. This is the other version of the build. Now, do I had wished that I made this version? Not at all. But would I have wanted to make this version if I had the funds? Yes. But why would I? It's stupid. I'm about to show y'all quickly and briefly what the back. Oh, you get the shot creating. Okay, so we switch back to the shot creator after you move some stuff around. But definitely, this is still all the takeovers. Shot creating takeover as a power forward. This limitless range or the rebounding. I mean, you control with the post take, which is actually hilarious. If you know what you're doing in the post stuff like that, you can cheese post moves. Would I say take this build to the 1v1 court? You won't be able to get a block. I just want you to understand. It's not that your block is extremely slow. It's not that you're bad at the game. You won't be able to get the certain animations that you need in order to win if you were to lose the ball. So if you go or take this build to the 1v1 or you're trying to play comp as this build, you give up the ball, it's wraps unless you know how to bait, force people to take jump shots essentially, but they're getting past you unless you keep them on the perimeter or force pickups, even though we don't get clamps on bigger builds. So things like that to keep in mind before you make this build, things like that. All right, unless you want to make a version that gets no rebounding and a high block and high interior, feel free to do that and still get some defensive rebounding. Make that version of this build, but I don't think you will get that build name. Anyways, this is what you would do in terms of being a god level threat. No, we don't need drop stepper. Boom. Core that. Actually, core this. Put this on. And then acrobat if you really want to, or bronze drop stepper if you really want to. But this more so when you have post spin technician, when you have it on Hall of Fame, works really well in the rec. Giant Slayer, since you're 6'10", you're going against a lot of people that are 6'11", 7 foot, etc. and so forth. So Giant Slayer, still always a welcome badge. Also fearless finisher, also limitless takeoff, rise up, etc. Posterizer, come on now, we don't know why. All right, this, you will upgrade your mid-range first on this build. I cannot stress the importance of upgrading your mid-range first. This is legitimately what I'm running right now on the build the version that I've made. This is what I'm running. It's perfectly good. I really do enjoy most of the stuff. The reason why I have Comeback Kid on, and I cannot stress this enough, since I play with rec randoms and a lot of them be so bad at times that they quit. Obviously, I'm down by 20, 15. I don't like quitting games because that makes me look bad, makes me seem like I'm a loser. Put on Comeback Kid, even though I may not come back at all in the game, but pair it up with Volume Shooter, pair it up this, pair it up that, I'm not gonna lie, you'll be able to hit a lot more shots, even though you're most likely going to lose the game. And I'm one of those people that just care about their stats at a certain point. Once all my teammates quit or my teammates are bad and we're down by like 13, 15, and everybody's quitting because they gave up in the first quarter, things like that. So that's what I would do. Now this, I have never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, we always core unpluckable, but after that, it's your world. It's your world. Never. Your teammates don't deserve that, ever. And then boom, boom. Your other badges, I mean, you can do whatever you want with, or just because, like, sometimes you do get thrown in some bad sets, I would definitely put on the bailout bronze, but everything else is kind of how you would have it. Clamp breaker or killer combos doesn't necessarily work like that at all. Since you're a bigger build, I'm trying to hurry this up. I cannot stress this enough. On this version of your build, you have to, in order to be elite and even get to your tier 3s that you literally need, you need 17. All right. So if you're new to the My Career, if you're new to all that, the goal is to put all of your +4 into your defense, and then you'll be able to get rebound chaser. You're going to grab endless rebounds, obviously, because you're a glass cleaner. You're going to core rebound chaser, then you put on pogo, right? And then if you make it all the way through the seasons and you get the double defense, shooting and finishing, or whatever ones you guys need or use, then you will core these both and then use your whatever you wanted to use, obviously. But this is simply how you would do it. I don't notice any big changes, anything wrong with my build in terms of movement and stuff like that. But this is how you would do it if you didn't want to do any of that extra stuff that I just said. But ultimately, y'all know this is the polished second tier 2, tier 3 version of the 3-level scoring glass cleaning god level threat. I'm going to have some gameplay on the build, obviously, as well. But with all that being said, man, until next time, take care of yourself, love yourself, and I'm out. Peace.